Well, now we're here to add the finishing touches to this crossover. I think one of the things that we're going to do is stain the logs and then paint those caps to look like stone. So I think if I was going to put a stone on it, I would go with some country tan paint and paint those stone caps. So let's take this off of here. I guess it crashed down on top of our truck. Get that out of the way. So what I want to do is I want to paint just those caps. So I want to paint the edges and the top of them. I'm going to use kind of a small brush, I guess. We'll see how it goes anyway. I'm just going to touch up the edges. Try not to get any of the paint on the log. That looks like a stone cap. That's going to work. I think I might stain those caps. I think that's good on the paint. Another thing that I want to do, because it looks like we got a sale going on at night, is I want to put this pickup pulling in there. So it's like he's coming in to do some business. We'll get that installed there as well. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to paint the wood that you see around this sign black. Because then I think it'll look like the sign was made on a piece of steel. And then that's what we'll glue that to that crossover going over the top of it. So I think that'll look pretty good. So I think the next thing I want to do is stain the logs, the uprights and the crossover, and then I'm going to install that truck in there with the wires going down, and then we'll get that crossover sign painted. Check back soon. Well, I want to paint the sign, and I think the best thing to do is to put it in my little helping hands that Michelle got us. And we don't really need to paint the top edge that's going to be glued onto the top, just the bottom, two little sides and the back. So go ahead and paint this. Then we can turn this like this. Like that. Backside, I guess it is. I guess that was the bottom side, wasn't it? Top side don't have to be painted, but the back side does, because that's going to be visibly seen. All right, I got the bottom of it, the one side, and the back of it. Like I said, I'm not going to do the top. Try to wipe off some of that paint that kind of got on there. And then when that dries, I'll just pick my thing up and move it around so we can get that other side. Right now we're going to let that dry, and we're going to stain the logs next. And now we're going to stain the little logs. Using stain in the house, you want to be careful because it's going to leave an odor. Get a little tissue and wipe off any drips that you might get down on your layout. You don't want that to happen. You can also use a little brush. This stuff will wash out with water as well. You can it's starting to take on some color. All right, the next step of putting on the crossover is to find the center of the sign. The sign is 22 feet, so or 23, so half of 23 would be 11 and a half. Yeah, 11 and a half. 11 and a half. Okay, so I made a little mark there. Now this is the crossover thing that goes up there. That is 25 feet, so that would be 12 and a half to the middle. Let's make sure that it is 25 feet. Oh, 45 feet, sorry. So 22 and a half would be center. So 22.5 would be the center of this piece. So make a little mark on my piece of wood. All right. Now if I remember correctly, this is bowed a little bit. As you can tell, the bow's going down here. So I think what I'm going to do is just paint a bead of white glue along there. Put this up on the edge. Just a little bead of glue. Oh, that's the bottom of it. Wrong place, but we can use that to move it where we want it to go, right? Now if we use our N-scale ruler, we ought to have, looks like I've got 12 there and 12 there, so I think we are where we want to be, so I'm just going to leave that set right there. Looks like it's got to go that way just a little bit, don't it? All right, I'm going to leave that hooked on here so it's easier to find and not lose it. All right, make sure we're still good to go. Ten, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12. All right, we're good with our ruler. As you can tell, got the same distance there. We have there. We want that to hang down and be straight. Kind of like that. All right. That's where it's going to be. The next thing we're going to do is install that lighted car underneath there before we install that on the layout. Well, I've decided I'm going to install this lighted car underneath that crossover. So it looks like it's pulling in there. So I'm going to use a pickup that I already have to give it an example of where I want to put the wiring at. So now we can pull this off of here. I want to get to the point where I can glue it down, so that's kind of the area that I'm thinking about. So we can put this truck back in here. Think about like that. So I'm on video. So I'm going to install that about right there. So I'm going to drill it from this side. Again, I'm using a long drill bit so I don't run into
Yeah.
So you found some pants, huh?
For our daughter.
For our daughter? Alright. Well, I'm going to get the vacuum cleaner out and vacuum that up, but the first thing I want to do is make sure the straw is going to go down through there that holds the wire. Well, hello in there. I'm pulling that wire down from the back side of the layout, so it might be a little bit easier. I just wanted to say hello. Got Michelle down here doing the wiring for those plug and play cars.
Let me just strip this up a little more. Hello, folks. Sometimes I can see a little better than Michael can. My eyes aren't the greatest, but for now they're working. There we go. Okay, black to black. Black to black. Is that a good connection? Yep.
Looks sight.
Okay, gray to gray.
And red to gray. Then plug that bottom plug in when you're done, and we'll see if they work. Then they got to go back into that little toggle that they came out of.
Okay, let's try it. Okay.
Make sure you're color coding it, white to white.
Yep. Okay, and black to black. Didn't realize how many wires go into this. Okay.
Now plug in that bottom outlet there on the floor down there. All right, my friends, I got that truck where I wanted it. And I didn't say either. That's my wife's job to say
And I help wire.
So I'm going to put some glue on these top of these log poles. So my crossover will stay put. I'm going to put the crossover up here.
You should feel me cleaning up the mess. Just joking. That looks adorable. Oh, that looks so cute. Aw.
Just got to make sure we got the same amount of overhang from one side to the other. I'm going to put you guys in a different angle. All right, seeing it from a different angle, I got to make sure my overhangs have the same distance. A little bit more.
Yeah, a little more. Let me do.
Go on, go ahead.
Just a tad bit.
And make sure you twist it so the words are down more than up. But maybe just a little up so people can see it from the way out.
That's perfect.
You like it?
Wait, let's see. Oh, a tad bit more this way. Oop, too much.
Make sure you got the same amount on each side.
Yep, and
And make sure your words are
there.
level.
There you go.
You like it?
Yep.
All right, can you kill those lights over there so they can see what we did?
All of them?
Yeah, all of them.
Okay.
And the overhead light.
There we go.
Now we have lights coming both ways. and I wanted to put that old truck in there so it would shine into the parking lot. And when it gets completely dark outside and the only thing that we got on is a train layout, that's gonna work the best.
Hi, I'm Maddie. He's our daughter. She's kinda shy. And I helped wire today. First time. So that was fun. Make sure to like and subscribe for more.